Yeah. Yeah. Morning all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear, whether the screen is visible or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
Thank you. So let us have a quick review what we have discussed in the yesterday demo session. Right. So why Python? Who can learn Python? How it was built? Real-time applications. Who are using Python today? Comparison with other programming, scope and job market, and why Python is suddenly super popular, right? So it's a general purpose programming, any kind of applications we can develop. It's not for a particular purpose, right? Any multi-programming features, what all the features we see in different other programmings we see in Python, right? That's why we call Python as a hybrid language. It's a high level language. Python is a high level language which is easily understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. Interpreted language, line by line execution, right? In Python, user friendly programming or programmer friendly programming, which provides simple syntaxes, which looks like normal English statements, right? Yes. So they said there are two types of languages, low level and high level languages. Low level languages like assembly level or machine level language, they are not human understandable, they are not portable, and they are machine dependent. High level language like Python, like human understandable, portable, and machine independent, can run on all the hardware and all the operating system. And Python has got multi-programming features. It has got multi-programming features, right? Like procedural oriented programming like C language, object oriented programming like C++, Java, and scripting features like shell script, object modular programming like Modular 3, right? So here Python has got modules, 89,300 modules present, right? It is supporting for various domains, right? So for every domain, Python has got a module, right? So using that, we perform the operations with very less coding. Because of this modular programming or because of these modules, Python has got a great boom today. So for every environment, right? For data science, separate modules Python has got. For big data, for networking, for testing, separate modules Python is providing. For operating system, for each and every database, a separate module is provided. For each and every file formats, right? Just by writing Python statements, we can create database tables. By writing Python statements, we can create a CSV file or PDF file or Excel file. We can write data, we can read data from those. For mathematical operations, for generating graphs, any types of graphs, normal graph, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, right? So it's very simple generating graphs in Python, right? Python, what real-time applications, right? What kind of applications we can develop today by using Python? Web applications, right? A lot of web applications are getting developed by using the framework like the Django, right? Django framework. It provides flexible features at a rapid speed. You can develop a web application using the Django framework. It has got its own database like SQLite 3. It has got its own application server and automation applications. Python mostly used in automation today. For example, if we take Java is never preferred for big data science environment, machine learning or deep learning implementations, or writing automations in like in IoT or in DevOps. Even in big data applications like Spark, very high speed processing technology, which uses Python, right? We say like PySpark. Even for scientific applications, scientific Python, and for numerical analysis, numerical Python, NumPy, CP, scientific Python, numerical Python. Even for game development, right? A lot of games are getting developed today by using Python. especially for developing games, single user, multi-user, right? Online games. You've got frameworks like Pygame, PyCora, and some 3D rendering libraries like PySoy. GUI animations. GUI, graphical user interface and animation applications, right? And for testing or test cases, for scheduling tasks, we have what Airflow Python is providing. For software development, right? Software developers make use of Python as a support language. For business applications, Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce sites. For database applications, where Python can connect with any database. Network applications, a separate framework Python has provided like Twisted Python. For web scraping, Python providing models like URL for extracting data from different sites. Audio and video applications. For audio and video applications, right? Python is preferred. And for embedded applications, the most famous embedded application like Raspberry Pi, which uses Python for its computation. For CAD or 3D CAD applications, right? Computer vision for color detection, face detection, and for object detection, right? Python is preferred. For data analysis, for robotics, for writing automations, and for desktop applications. Desktop or single user console applications, right? And who are using Python today? Topmost applications built using Python. Google using Python for its web search system. Google is one of the best example of Python web application. Yahoo using Python. YouTube using Python for its video sharing service. Instagram built by using Python. The reason for Instagram, right? Choosing Python, right? It's Python practicality, right? And it's multi-programming features, hybrid features. NASA using Python because of multi-programming features. We can use this Python accordingly. Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. Quora, Reddit, Pinterest, they got developed by using Python. Netflix uses Python for security automation and for subscription purpose. Massively multiplayer online games. And for Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python script. Dropbox built using Python for hardware testing. Companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing purpose. Ironport email server, which uses more than 1 million lines of Python code for doing its job. And reasons which makes Python suddenly super popular, right? Very less coding you see in Python. Not even 1/4 coding as compared with other programmings. Simple syntaxes given by Python, which looks like normal English statements. Multi-programming hybrid features we see. What all the features we see in different other programmings we see in Python. Interactive mode. We can interact with Python statement by statement. And wide varieties of applications as I discussed. Many built-in libraries, 89,300 inbuilt modules Python has got for various domains, right? And people who are from non-programming or zero programming, right? So you can just observe this. Python statements looks like normal English statements. See, observe the coding of Python, how it looks. I will take a task and I'll try to implement the task in multiple programming languages. You can check how simple the Python statements as compared with other programmings, right? So Java, Python and Java, both are the two major programming languages used for application development, right? Enterprise application development. So I'll just try to implement the tasks in this, taking it a small task, right? Just accepting two values. accepting two values from the user keyboard, and performing addition, Just take two values from the user keyboard and perform addition. First, I'll write this using Java first. Later, I'll come back to Python. Import java.io.star, java.io.star, right. Public static void main. Public static void main string aux throws IO exception. Input stream reader. Input stream reader equal to new input.
So Vijay, what will be the difference using of input stream reader or that scanner class? If you use a scanner class.
Yes, scanner classes also can be used, right? Yes. So
Okay.
input stream reader or scanner class both can be used.
Okay.
Buffered reader. BR equal to new buffered reader, right? Yes, right. System.out.println, system.out.println, right? Yes. Enter the first number. Every statement ends with semicolon here in Java. Enter the first number, whatever number you are entering, taken as string format, taken as string. So here br.readline. Readline is the method, right? Yes. So later I'll convert to integer for performing addition. Int I equal to, I'm going to type cast, right, using a method like integer dot parseInt. The same three statements I'll repeat for the second number. Enter the second number, right? Enter the second number, right? String s2 equal to br.readline. Int j equal to integer dot parseInt of s2. Finally saying system.out.println, system.out.println, finally saying I plus j. Okay. So just I will take a minute in showing the execution in both Java and Python. So just I'll copy this to a separate notepad. And I'm saving it as sample.java. So go to the command prompt, cd slash, come out of this existing path, cd python 6 a.m. batch. Java C sample.java. If you got any errors, display the errors here, right? One semicolon is missing, last line. Now just say Java sample, say enter, right? Enter the first number 10, enter the second number 20, sum is 30. Enter the first number 10, enter the second number 20, sum is 30. This is what the coding in Java. So I don't know like how many of you have understood this code, right? It looks little complex to understand these statements, right? Java statements, what is class, what is public static void main, what is IO exception, what is input stream reader, buffer reader, what is br.readline, integer.parse, right? These statements looks little complex to understand for a beginner as a for learner, right? So that we will see like 10 to 12 lines of code. The same task I'll try to implement in Python, if not more than 3 lines. I'll open this Python IDE, right? I'll take a number X, I'll take a number Y. Input, using input function, I'll try to input value for X. Enter value of X and enter the first number. So whatever you keep in this double quotes, that will be printed as it is in the output screen. Input, enter value of Y. Input, enter value of X, input, enter value of Y. Print X plus Y. What is that print? X plus Y. Enter value of X, input, enter value of Y, print X plus Y. That's it. This is the coding in Python. Just in the first line, you are inputting the value for X, inputting the value of Y, and print X plus Y. But here also in Python, whatever you are entering the value for X or Y taken as string, we need to typecast to integer performing addition. Just say int of, keep everything within this int function. Keep everything within this int function, right? That's it. Save it, file, save.
So Vijay, one doubt. So like in previous Java, you are using br.readline. So similarly in Python, that input you return, that is like similar form, no? Doing the same task. Like there you are using br.readline to take user input, and in Python, this I input is used for taking user input.
Yeah, input function is used to enter the value of X.
Okay.
Enter the value of Y. That's it. So here, now like just like normal English statement, you won't see any complex word here. You won't see any complex statements here, word here, right? Inputting the value of X, inputting the value for Y, print X plus Y. Run this. Enter value of X, 10, enter value of Y, 20. Sum is 30. Very simple syntaxes, right? I'll show you some more examples of this, right? How these Python statements look. Like in other programmings, you should have seen like array of elements, right? But here in Python, directly we can define X is a list of values. I'm taking some values 30, 10, 40, 20, 50, right? I've taken some values like this. Print X means prints the entire list as it is. print x, I'll print this list as it is. Now I want to know the number of elements, len of x. Len of x means number of elements within this. What is that? 5. I want to compute the sum of all the elements, sum of x. So 30 plus 10 plus 40 plus 20 plus 50, like that. No need to write any code like other programming, right? Sum of x gives the sum of the entire list. Save it. Any name.py extension, run this. Number of elements are 5, sum of all the elements, right? 50. But in other programming, we need to initialize the sum value 0 and iterate it and adding one by one element, right? And finally returning the sum value. But here just say sum of x. So if I want the max element here, max of x. If I want min element, min of x. Max of x 50, min of x is 10. If I want to arrange all these elements in a particular order, ascending order, print, we have got built-in functionalities printed sorted of x in ascending order, you get. Check this, run module. Sum of x is 150, max is 50, min value is 10. Sorted of x, arranging all the elements in a particular order. Ten, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Sir, for descending order.
Yeah, if you want that elements to be in descending order, there's no special functionality for it. Just you need to say same functionality, sorted of x. Sorted of x means you will get in ascending, right? You will get in ascending. The ascending, if you reverse it, you will get in descending, right? If you reverse that ascending, you will get in descending. Sorted of x. Reverse equal to true. Sorted of x, reverse equal to true. That's it. By default, reverse will be false. We need to set to true. Then we will get in descending. Run module. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
So in Python, how will get auto suggestion means that method. If means for a new person means I'm not knowing the method. So any specific key is there means so that we get the auto suggestion.
These are functions. Methods are different functions. So in Python,
Okay.
functions are there. But if you want to know what are the various functions available, right?
Yeah.
So just you can say there is a directory. There is a directory, right? In built-in directory is there, where you can see built-in functions, built-in classes, all the built-in properties, right? If you want to see print directory of underscore built-ins, right? So where you can see all the built-in functions and built-in classes. Get all those. It's called
Is there any way
all our
to
built-in
search?
classes here. Zip
Is there
function
any?
where, yeah, I'm coming to it very right. Zip where type tuple super sum str sorted. Just now we use sorted, right? And here just now round set reversed. Max we have used just now, min we have used. in this way, right? All these are the built-in functions, right? Fine. So,
But if I want to look for a particular thing, like uh, so how can I look for a particular thing? Like in auto sessions, if I keep sort and
Yes,
then
sir.
if I click something like that.
yes. So
And if
for example, I just now I discussed about Python supports 89,300 inbuilt modules for the various domains. For various domains, right? It is providing various modules, right? For example, I'll show you the important, or you asked the query, right? How can I just go through that? There is a, just like print function, there is a help function in Python. Just like print function, there is a help function in Python, which is going to help you with the syntaxes if you doesn't have idea about it. And one more thing is just observe this coding of Python and also the importance of modules in Python. Just I'll take one example, right, of a module where a module consists of many built-in functions. We don't need to write the code directly. We use that functionalities to perform the operations. For example, a very commonly used model, right? Import, we need to import a model called math model. Whenever you say import math, all the mathematical functionalities, everything we can use into our program code. I want to see what is present within that math model. What are the functions available and how can I get the help on a particular function if it doesn't have knowledge of. Print dir of math. First you say dir of math, right? You can see the directory of math. Code run module. What observe this? All these are the mathematical functionalities, right? For reminder, sin h, square root of tan h, right? So we have got some variables also available. Pi is one variable, e is one variable, right? I want to print within the math module, I want to print the value of pi. Within the math model, I want to print the value of e. Check it. Execute this pi value and e value. 3.14 and 2.71, right? Just now you asked a query, how can I see that? So here there is a function. For example, there are many functions available here. SQRT is there. You don't know how to use that SQRT function, square root. How to use that square root, what I need to provide. So you can just get the help. There is a help function in Python. Okay, you want help on what? Within the math module. Help on, okay, math dot. Just you can see if you say math dot, you will get all the functions and everything, right? Here you can, it will scroll down. Math dot, if you say, you will get all that whatever present within the math module. Here SQRT is there, right? SQRT, math dot SQRT, that's it. I want help on within the math module. There is a function called square root. I want the help on it. Check it now. It provides the syntax general format. Yeah, help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root, you need to provide one value x to it. It returns the square root of that x. Clearly it is saying you provide one value x, I will return the square root of that x. Provide one value x now. Now you got the help of it. How many values you have to provide? So within the math module, there is a function like square root print, you say. Within the math module, square root of 16. Math dot square root of 16. Square root of 16 is what? 4.
Sir, what is that comma and slash after x? Set the bracket.
So this we call it like arguments, right? Arguments. X is we call it as argument. So this indicates these are non-default. There are different types of arguments that we'll be discussing later. Default, non-default, default arguments, non-default arguments, keyword arguments, non-keyword arguments, arbitrary arguments, variable length arguments, right? So the slash indicates that it's a non-default argument. Non-default means compulsory should provide value for this. X.
Okay.
So okay, so in this way, for example, if it doesn't have, for example, one more, if you observe this, there any other function, right? POW is there. There's one function. You don't know how to use it, how to work with that POW in this math. So just say help. You want help on which function? Within the math. Within the math, I want help on POW. Yes. Just execute run module. Help on math.pow. Help on built-in function power in the module math. Help on built-in function power in the module math. Power, it is expecting two values x comma y. It is expecting two values x comma y. We need to provide two values. It returns x to the power of 5. This is the power symbol in Python. Double star power symbol, right? It's clearly it is giving in the bracket x to the power of 5. So just you got this right. You need to now you got the help of it. So print, you are supposed to provide two values within the math module, right? Math.pow of two values x comma y 10 comma 3 10 to the power of 3000, right? In this way, you can say help on any functionality, right? Use help on that. Yes. So not only this, we have got like thousands of modules in Python where you can directly make use of the inbuilt functions. Okay, fine. For example, just now you people from non-programming, right? Even you can just observe the statements. They look like normal English statements. Generating graphs in Python is very simple, right? Simple with simple statements we can. So for that, we have got a module. Just I'll show you one more example. Just observe the coding, right? How the coding of Python looks, and also the importance of modules. Import matplotlib. Import matplotlib is the module for plottings and visualizations. Within that, we have got a built-in property pyplot. This every time in the previous example, if you take right math dot if you are saying here every time I cannot use this big name, right? The name is too big, so I can use alias name or shortcut name to this. Previously we have said math dot square root, math dot power, math dot pi, math dot e. Here every time we cannot use the same, right? It's too big. As P I can say, as PLT I can say. So this is the module, right? This is a built-in functionality within it. So I will say PLT dot plot. To plot a graph, you require x coordinates. 1, 2, 3 are x coordinate values, assume it. Y coordinates are something like 5, 7, 4. X and Y coordinates, PLT dot plot 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 4. Plot, PLT means this. Dot plot function to plot X and Y coordinates. Next, plt dot show. That's it. Say one second. So here pie plot, py plot, pie plot, right? Just run this. Now you will get a graph. Observe this graph. For 1, fine. 2, 7. 3, 1, fine. 2, 7. 3, 4. Okay.
Hello,
For
Vijay.
example, yes.
In Python, what is the difference between function and method? It looks both are same for me.
No. Function methods are different. So, for example, functions can be applied on any object. Method cannot be applied on all the objects. Functions can be applied on all objects. Methods cannot be applied on all objects. For example, x is a string. X equal to, for example, HELLO. Y is a list. 10, 20, 30, 40. Z is a tuple. 10, 20, 30, 40. List, tuple, set. Sorry, string. Len is a function. Len is a function. Len of x is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of characters. Len of this y is 4. Len of this z is 4 number of elements. Max, there is one more function, max. Max of x is what? O, the character with max value. A has got the least value, Z has got the highest value, O has got the max value. Max of y, 40. Max of Z, 40. So in this way, min is there, max is there. All these functions can be applied on string object, list object, tuple object. Method is there. Method means x dot, we use dot operator, x for method, x dot, for method we use dot. For function we won't directly, we say len max. X is what? A string. String dot upper means everything in uppercase. You will get HELLO. X dot lower, right? X dot upper, X dot lower. Like we have got many methods. Capitalize, title, swap case, replace, many methods are there. String will have its own methods. This X dot, you cannot say Y dot upper. The same thing you cannot apply to this. This is upper is string method. Upper, lower, all these are string, many are there, string methods. You cannot apply this to the list. You cannot make a list to uppercase. List has got its own methods. For example, there are 4 elements. I want to add a new element. I want to add the 5th element into this. Y dot append 50. That's it. Y dot append 50. 50 gets appended. The append method you cannot use for string. The append you cannot use for this tuple. So list has its methods, append, remove, pop, copy, many methods are there. For string also we have got many methods. So every object is going to have its own methods. But functions, they are common to all. Can be applied on all, right?
Sir, if we want to display any of the element from this list, 10, 20, 30, 40, how to do that? Particular, like third element. Want to display only 30.
So here I'm taking, I want to interact with Python. X is a list, interactive mode, 10, 20. I'll just, the tomorrow session, I'll brief you about the installation of Python, downloading of Python. It hardly takes 2 to 3 minutes. I got 5 elements. 20, 10, 30, 50, 40. I got 5 elements. X means it gives the entire list will be printed as it is. You want which element from this? 30.
Yes, sir, 30.
This is 0 indexed, 1, 2. X of 2, that's it. 30. X is your list. In that which it's 0, 1, 2. If you want 50, 0, 1, 2, 3. X of 3 gives 50. Simple syntaxes. X dot, I want to append a new element. 60. Say X, 60 got appended. X is the list, from that you remove 30. 30 gets removed. X
So
dot remove
this-
X. If you say X, it will remove the 30. In this way, very simple syntaxes, right? Looks like normal English statements. Just I was showing you one graph, right? Yes.
So what is the difference between the method and function again? So
Function you can apply on any, like string you can apply, on list you can apply, on tuple you can apply, on set you can apply. Function can be applied on any object, but methods will be specific to a particular object. String has its method for string formatting. List has got its own method. Append, remove, all these are list methods. So here, one second.
So Vijay, these all you will be giving in details, no? Like that import method, because and list different method functions. This will be teaching us in detail, no?
Yes, yes. For example, on list only we'll be discussing for 3-4 days.
Okay.
List methods, list functions, list addresses, modifying list, nested list properties, list addresses, right? Lot of discussion on this. We'll have separate discussion. What are the various functions applied on list? What are the various methods of list? Everything one by one, right? Yes.
Sir, suppose we don't know how to build a plot as you just did. So how to go for that kind of help?
What is it?
Just to build a plot before
Yes.
that graph.
Yes,
So
sir.
if suppose we don't know how to build what
How
all
to-
these details like import, matplotlib. So how to get that help?
So generally we'll use that model, which model is used for which one. So just we can say help on matplotlib. If you help on math means it will show all that functions, variables, everything present within that. Help on math, it gives all that functions whatever present within that. dir means it will show the properties. Help on math means each and every function present within the math, it says what it does. So here also, yes. So very simple. Instead of plot, remove this plot and give bar. Bar graph gets generated. Instead of this plot, remove this and keep HIST, histogram gets generated. Instead of plot, UPIE pie graph. Instead of this plot, scatter, you say scatter plot will be generated. Very simple. See, one more example I'll show you. Generating a complex graph. So, okay, let me say, I want to plot a graph. Age and salaries, age and income, right? Age values are like this. 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years are the age values. Their salaries are like this. 30,000, 40,000, 35,000, 50,000. The salaries like this. Just plot a graph, run module, right. A graph is generated for 30, 30,000, for 40, 40,000, for 50, 35,000, for 60, 50,000. Very simple syntaxes. Here you got a graph in blue color, solid graph you got. I doesn't want this solid graph. I want some dotted graph. Just after this, right? Just to give comma and give hyphen. That's it. You will get a dotted type. Yes, I doesn't want dotted type also. I want like plot type. So there are some abbreviations later we discuss. Just I'll say O. You'll get like plot. So 30, 50, 35, 60, 50 in this way. So if you say hyphen, you will get like dotted. By default, you are getting the graph in blue color, but I want some different color for my graph. Keep comma again and say we have got many properties like this. Color equal to red color I want. Just normal English statements. You will get in red color now. You will get in red color. You may ask, what is this 30, 35? And what is this 35, 30,000, 35? There is no name for it. You want some x-axis name, y-axis name, title for the graph. See, just like English statements, we define those. So PLT dot x-axis label, x label is a built-in functionality. X label is what? Age. PLT dot y label is income. Y-axis label. PLT dot title some sample graph. So very like normal English statements, right? So you will get x-axis label, y-axis label, title for it, plot the graph, color, what color you want. Run module. Check this. Yeah, one it is started with double quote, ended with single quote. Give single quote. Run module. You got this right. Observe this graph. Age here, x coordinate, y coordinate, income. Title for it, sample graph, right? Yes.
So is it necessary to use single quote or we can use double quote also? This is a simple string only, no?
I will use double quote also.
Okay.
You can use single quote, you can use double quote, you can use triple quote also. In Python, strings can be represented using single quote, double quote, or triple. You get triple quote for multiple lines of string. Right.
So in the case of like strings, can we use sequels, columns? Will you show those kind of scenarios in the?
Yeah, strings also we have got a lot of discussion. We'll be discussing for 3-4 days.
No,
No.
I'm saying that in place of strings, is there any use case that you can use sequel columns?
Parser, actually.
Sequence columns.
Sequel, like select salary from employees. So those scenarios will be covered.
So yes, how Python going to connect with the database, right? Python database connection. And by writing Python statements only, the table has to be created in the database. Go and check in the database. Without opening database, I'll write some Python statements executed. Go and check in your database later. Table will
Okay.
by writing
And
Python
then
statements,
creating the graphs.
I can insert data. So all this, I want to insert data by writing Python statements. I can insert it. I can remove data from the database by writing Python. If we just execute the code, go and check in the database, the data will be inserted. Data gets
So-
removed. All these SQL operations, things, everything you can do by writing Python statements. Not only that, I can just write a by writing Python statements, I can create a folder, I can remove a folder, I can create a, by writing Python statements, I can create an Excel file, a PDF file, or any kind of files you can create. So all these operations by writing Python, we have got modules for all this. But graphs also I was discussing, right? Different types of graphs. Instead of plot, if we give bar graph, instead of plot, if we give HIST histogram, instead of this pie graph.
So in the place of X label age, so I'm saying that can you use the SQL there to get the age from the employee like that? So
Not like that. We have got some other built-in functionalities available for it. Many built-in,
okay.
X label is one built-in functionality. Y label is one built-in functionality. Okay, so we have got other properties for it. So directly how to pull the data from the database, right? We have got some built-in functions for it. Fine. And later you can just apply this X label, Y label. You store it, whatever you are pulling it, you will be storing in one variable. From that variable, you will extract it.
Oh, okay, got it.
Okay.
So will you teach so I was mostly interested in the backend of during the full stack Python. So will you teach like how can you the input of one SQL can be the input of another SQL, right? Will you provide all those scenarios as well? You cover
So
those scenarios
many examples we'll be discussing, right?
like real time how to execute in the using the Python. So
Yes,
if I run the script
not
instead of no need to open any database, not opening the database, I just want to run the Python, the sequels and validations, everything in the Python.
Those are the basic examples, but we'll be discussing about the transaction management from one account to another account, how everything should be reflected in the database. Customer accounts are there in your database. So if I perform some transaction, right? So amount need to be deducted from this, amount need to be created into another accounts. So that's kind of transactions, transaction management, commit, rollback, all these things. Fine. Okay. So
if you want to change this title like in bold letters.
So yes, many functionalities properties are there again in build for each and everything. Just I showed you how the coding of Python looks, right? But we have got many properties are there for each and everything. For plot you have got, for bar you have got, for HIST, for pie graph, right? For all this. For example, 1 second. For example, just observe this. A simple pie graph. Just have taken mobile sales, mobile like OnePlus, sales of August, like Samsung 55 sales, Vivo 20, Oppo, and I want a pie graph from the sales of August. I want a pie graph. What are the labels? Mobile labels. Show that. So just have taken mobile names, that's sales of each. Please be in mute. Venkateshwarlu. Yes, plt.py, right. Now show it, run more. You'll get a pie graph for this. Samsung has got more sales from this. OnePlus, Vivo, and Oppo. So just very simple plt.plot if you say plt.py if you say pie graph. normal English. So we have got many attributes for this. So here, pi graph start angle from 90 degrees angle, pi graph explode, pi graph shadow if you want, pi graph legend you want, pi graph different colors I want, legend with title, pi plot, right? So scatter plots, stack plots, bar graphs. So in this way, we've got different properties for all. This is what we'll be discussing, right? Starting with Python basics, Python operations, editors, IDs, data types, constants, variables, type conversions, escape sequences, strings, operators, different types of operators, IDs. In real time, we use IDs, right? Like PyCharm ID, Jupyter, Spider, Eclipse, VS Code, all this, right? I'll be showing how to download and how to install this Python IDs, right? Flow control statements, looping, strings in Python, string indexing, slicing, string comparison, like string methods, string functions, collections in Python, right? Various types of collections, list properties, list indexing, list functions, list methods, list addresses, nested list modifications. Similarly for tuples, for sets, for dictionaries, for functions, different categories, different properties, different types of arguments, default, non-default, keyword, non-keyword, right? Lambda function, reduce function, map function, modules, what is a module, how to import, different ways of importing, renaming, reloading, package in Python, errors and exceptions, file handling different types of files, CSV files, JSON files, XML files, PDF files, Excel files, reading data from those, expanding data to those. With object-oriented programming concepts, right? In brief, object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, static, non-static variable, constructor, destructor, garbage collector, method overriding, right? Regular expressions, extracting required data from the given data, right? And different models related to different domains, and database access, installing of MySQL. I'll show you the installation of the database if it doesn't have a database, installing or establishing connection with MySQL, closing database, connection object, cursor object, executing SQL queries, retrieving data from database, using bind variables, SQL queries, transaction management, handling errors within the database. Python date and time related things, operating system related, right? Kinds of, so some models related to date time, some models related to operating system, some related to database, some related to regular expressions, some models related to data science, some related to graphic programming, graphic module, TK inter, right? Advanced concepts like iterator, generator, closers, decorator, web scraping, working with different types of files, debugging, right? Excel workbook, how to create, working with Excel SX Writer, Excel OD, creating Excel sheets, multiple Excel sheets, reading data, reading specific rows or columns, data analytics, how Python is used within that, like discussion on pandas, NumPy, Matplotlib modules, introduction to data science. So what are the supervised and unsupervised learning, data analysis, correlation, algorithms, types, and their applications. Python mostly used modules, important modules like pandas module. Pandas data frames will be using in a structured way. Many data frame APIs are available. Data frames creating from lists, creating from series, data frame creating from Excel files, CSV files, JSON. Data frame creation from database tables and many other, right? And NumPy, numerical Python. Yes, NumPy flattening, mathematical operations, line spacing, array manipulations, okay, and Matplotlib for plottings and visualizations. And coming to this Django framework for web applications creations, the web frameworks, Django installation, Django applications creations, views, templates, advanced and UI technologies also I'll be discussing before it, like HTML in brief, CSS, Bootstrap, and JavaScript. This is what the course content in brief, right?
So excuse me, so here in the data science, will you cover those algorithms? I mean, algorithms will be there, right?
So we want to see here. So here I'm going to show you the models related to different domains. Some related pandas is big data model, some data science model, some OS model. How to use the modules, Python modules I'll be discussing, but total things won't be covered. So,
Any brief introduction of those algorithms will be covered?
no. So what will be discussed means like matplotlib plotting module, like matplotlib, pandas.
Algorithm types is
Here,
there?
this is that Python pandas.
No, on the
data.
top algorithm types, 27
Yes, this is just introduction to this.
algorithm types.
Introduction to this overview of it.
Just an overview, okay.
Overview of it. But
So
how?
just tell me like what are the algorithm types and
What are
how
the
we can use it,
what are that and what is not implementation?
not the implementation. Okay.
Yes.
But do you have any other sections for data science also?
Data science, some other batches are running, right? You can be in touch with front office.
Okay.
So they have given a contact details, right? In the chart panel, you can see a big message given by the online team. Their mobile numbers are given, 3 mobile numbers for any details, right? And also the payment process and procedure they have provided, right? Yes.
So in this section, in the UI, do you have REST also is covered? REST API using Python.
No. Python, Django applications creations, web development, that will is covered.
So during the so it won't, full stack Python will not cover the REST. REST APIs.
So in Django, I'm going to cover those things, right? REST APIs.
Okay, you will
Django web
cover.
application. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So tomorrow I'll be
MySQL class is there, sir?
Yes.
MySQL is included, sir? Or
Yes.
separate?
MySQL is there. MySQL I'll be discussing the installation, how to work with those SQL operations, right? Yes.
In this course only?
Yes, covered.
Good, thank you.
So Vijay, one doubt. So this Django and other some details I'm saying. So that is for development purpose. Like full stack Python means for who are interested for going for development purpose. That one.
Yes. Django is those who want to go for web development, and
Okay.
others can just go with Python.
Okay.
So the Python course structure, the fee structure is only 5K, and those who go for total full stack web development, right? It's 10K it is.
Okay. So actually, I am from a testing background. So I think I work with a Java. So there we are working with core Java. Similarly, here for Python, for testing purpose, only Python is needed. Correct?
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, and tomorrow I'll be just tomorrow also you can attend the session, right, to see more on this. Tomorrow I'll be going with this Python basics. Before that, I'll be showing that various versions of Python, installation of Python, execution modes of Python. Tomorrow onwards, we are going to start with the basic parts. Okay, tomorrow onwards, we'll be starting with our topics. I'll be discussing about Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installation, Python execution modes, right? Different ways of writing the code, Python code, right? Yes.
Is there anything we used to download before that?
No. Just you can hardly takes 5 to 10 seconds for downloading Python. Directly you can download it, right? It's just 24 MB of size, 24 MB.
Okay.
I'll show you how to download it, how to install step by step. Yes.
Yeah, for all sessions, which IDs we use like PyCharm?
PyCharm we mostly used, right? So for Python, I'll be showing you on PyCharm community, and for Django web applications, I'll be showing you on professional ID. It's licensed actually, but I'll show you how to run and how to execute and how we can work on this, right, without license.
Yeah, after how many class completed for Python, we can join for Django parallelly?
Django, when you start, right, immediately I won't start with Django, right? First, I'll be discussing HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, right? So you can, after 10 days to 2 weeks of Python, you can join this Django.
How long will it take to complete UI technologies?
UI technologies, For it's if you go for weekend, okay, I'll be spending like 20 hours on it.
So for Python, how many days, Vijay?
Totally 140 hours for full stack. For Python, it is 70 hours.
Okay.
Weekend batches also cover all topics for Django. I think only 2 hours, right, per day.
Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours. So for those things, I'll be taking separate sessions for UI things,
Okay.
separate hours. I'll be just intimating the students, right?
Sir, can we go for this MySQL class parallelly with all this?
Yes, yes, sir. People, most
Some
of the
other-
people, when I will be discussing about this Python database connections, most of the students doesn't have knowledge in database. I'll be showing the installations, all this related, right? Things.
Yes, immediately we are not going to start this. on
Immediately
MySQL.
we won't be starting. It takes like 20 or 25 days. Class duration and number of days for Python class timing means yes. Same time, 6 to 7. Your timing will be like 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. IST. So Python will take 70 hours to complete, means it takes 2 months to 2.5 months. And for full stack also it takes 2 months, means 4 months for full stack, 2 plus 2. If you want to go parallel, if you want to decrease that, can also go parallelly. Weekends in that, weekdays using this. Yes, I also take batches on this big data analytics, right? Data analytics, Hadoop and Spark, Spark with Python, PySpark. Yes. Fine. So I'm stopping for now. I'm running out of time. So you can attend the session tomorrow. If you got any queries, you can ask in the tomorrow session also, right? Fine.
So same link, Vijay. So
Same tomorrow also you can go with the same link, same time, right? Yes. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
thank you, Vijay.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.